What's up, people? It's your boy Perfection back again with another video. I hope you enjoyed the last one. Okay, I hope it gave you a little bit of inspiration. So today, basically I was on YouTube and I stumbled across a guy, and it's not the first time as well, but I stumbled across a speaker on YouTube and they were talking about being alone, and I've heard it a few times from some I wouldn't say well respected. It's hard to know who's respected on YouTube because people follow people for different reasons. So just because someone has 1 million subscribers doesn't mean that they're respected. You understand? Don't kid yourself and believe in that. Don't believe the hype. Just because someone has 1 million subscribers doesn't mean that they're respected, because you don't know who they're reaching out to. And we know that we're living in a world where good people struggle, bad people float to the top, kind of thing. So you're more likely to have more subscribers as a bad person. You're more likely to have more subscribers as someone that lies versus someone that tells the truth. You're more likely to have more subscribers as a woman versus being a man. Okay, you're more likely to have more subscribers if you have money as opposed to someone that's poor. And then again, like my videos, you're more likely to have more subscribers if you kind of edit the videos, make it look professionally, as opposed to someone that's just doing it kind of sitting down in his room and doing it. But with me, it always has been what I say. You know, it's really important. And again, like I said, I watch my own videos back. So the only thing I'm looking for is what am I saying? That's my main important thing. And my speakers, a lot of the people that I watch genuinely, I don't watch them for 3 to 4 minutes. I'll listen to them in the background while I'm doing something, and listen to them for 50 minutes. I kind of like the long videos. So you can say long videos as opposed to shorter videos. The shorter videos generally tend to have more viewers, and you'll have more subscribers following them. But I'm not a small talk kind of person. But anyway, I was watching a few people, I would say, you know, what valued people on YouTube, because they do have, you know, they don't have millions, but just because someone has millions doesn't mean they're not valued. They had quite a large subscribers, whatever fan base, and they're telling people to be lonely. Okay, so not to be lonely, but well, it actually almost came across that way. If I want to be honest about it, it did come across that way. Like they were saying maybe it's better to be alone. It's not the first person I've heard say that, you know. So I'm going to get into a few stories, and I'm going to tell you my take on the whole loneliness thing, because it's important. You know, just like the single parent dilemma. What about the single person dilemma? Okay, we watch my single parent dilemma video and ask me, you know, Luke, what do I think of single parents? Is it okay? Now ask me, watch this video and get to the end and ask me, Luke, what do you think of single people? The single person dilemma. Is it okay to be a single person? Okay, single people dilemma. Right, so I'm going to start with this. When I was 14 years old, I was sitting down on a train coming back. I think it was coming back from school, and I overheard this white couple, this white guy on the train, and he was sitting down and he was saying to his girlfriend, listen mate, you know, I don't have any friends, mate. That's why I don't have no friends. I don't trust no one, you know what I mean? I don't have friends, you know what I mean? People don't come around my house and that's just me. It's just me and you, babes, me and you, hon, you know what I mean? I don't, that's why I don't have friends. You know what I mean? I do not have friends, and, you know, I don't trust no one, you know what I mean? And when I heard him say at 14 years old, you've got to understand I'm young here, not to mention I've got about 5 friends. We always have the time of our lives and things like that. This guy appeared, he kind of been in his 30s, he must have been probably, I'd say mid-20s at the most. But when I heard him say it, I never forget that it resonated with me, because I felt really sorry for the guy. I thought, you know, no one should have to live that way, where you have no friends and things like that. I feel sorry for him, you know, that's not a nice thing to hear. But then, like I said, I had about a group of about five, maybe 6 people that were kind of close to me at the time. And basically one of them, I'll tell you a quick story. One of them, that I'd known for a very long time, about 5, maybe 6, 7 years. My best friend, basically my best friend at the time. I went round his house and I left my keys around there, because I'm always quite clumsy. You know, I always kind of forget things, and if I have something in my pocket, I'm bound to lose it. You know, that's why I don't even have, as crazy, as unfashionable as it is, I carry around. In fact, if you go to my If you go to my Rototom video, I talk about carrying my bag around. I don't have things in my pocket because they always generally fall out. So I went to his house, my key fell out my pocket, and I came home. I was about 14, so kind of been long after the whole train thing. And I went to his house, having a good time. My key fell out my pocket. Got home now. 2 days later, 3 days later, got home, realised that I couldn't open the door because I didn't have my key. So the first thing that went through my mind is, I left my house at, at, let's say, Donu's house. I left my key at Donu's house. Went back there 2 days later. Donu, I left my key at your house, man. He's like, have you? I said, yeah, I left my key at your house. He goes, well, you can check. So I came in. We checked around various places and this and that, couldn't find it. So I said to him, he said, well, look, if it turns up, I'll let you know. So I came back in 3 days' time, knocked on the door again. Yeah, you found my key yet? He said, no, Luke, I don't think you left it here. Now, as far as I was concerned, I 100% had left it there. But again, this is my best friend, so if he's saying to me, listen, Luke, you haven't left it here, I'm thinking to myself, maybe he's right. Maybe I lost it along the way, okay? And I kind of left it at that. Cut a long story short, about a year later, when I was 15, no, not even a year later, about 7 months later, he comes round my house, because I hadn't seen him for a while, because as we were getting to the end of school, he went to one school, I went to the other. So as we're getting to the end of secondary, he went to one secondary school, I went to another. So he was mixing with a different group of friends. I hadn't seen him for about 7 months. He comes around and he knocks on the door. And he says to me, look, how you doing, man? How's things been? I said, yeah, they've been good. Well, I'm going to speed this up for you. He turns around and he says to me, right, so, how's your mum? What does she do these days? I said, yeah, she's a nurse and blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, so, how she works then? She works, Monday to Friday, that kind of thing? I said, yeah, I think she works, blah, blah, blah. He said, what about your brother, what about him? I said, yeah, he goes to college. He goes, yeah, okay, so, most days he's at college then? I said, yeah, most days at college. He said, well, what about you? I said, yeah, well, I go to this place, blah, blah, blah. Little did I know, because it never even entered my mind, that he was basically checking out the times that that me and my family were in our homes. And then, after him scoping out what times we were in, my whole family, he then got a group of 6 to 7 people around my house to come round, gather the car, about 5 people, came in with the same key now that I left at his house 7 months ago, and started basically looking to take out the whole house. I mean, this wasn't just a few things here, guys. We're talking about every single room, every single stereos, the VCRs, everything. Look to empty out the whole house. Okay. My brother came home early that day, unexpected. Opened the door, saw a whole bunch of stereos at the front door. Immediately knew what was up. Walked into the front room and saw, I think it was the person himself, Donahue, behind our main stereo in the front room, unplugging it. Okay. A lot of the people inside of the house that were with him, about 4 other guys, then suddenly started running out the back, running out the exits of the house. Donahue then got up, okay, and then ran off. My brother then chased him out the house and caught him and said to him, why, what are you doing? He goes, you don't understand, they made me do it. He grabbed hold of him and said, why did you do this? He goes, they made me do it. And continued running off. Now, I'm not going to go into the stories about how the police confiscated our goods and the goods that were stolen, the police confiscated, and how we never got it back. Because I said to people as well, people always think that, just because someone's in uniform, they're a hero and they're there to help you and everything else. Police confiscated our goods that were stolen. We never got them back, okay? Donahue, I don't think Donahue was prosecuted. Not that I remember anyway. He might have got some sort of caution or this or that. It changed everything. Okay, it definitely changed everything in my life as to how, because what it was that Donahue was among about 5 or 6 of my friends, and one other person, when Donahue tried to rob me, one other person that was close to me, that I actually introduced to Donahue, that's how he became friends, then took the side of Donahue and said, no, because Donahue's from the same country I'm from, I've got to stick beside Donahue. So he was like, you know what, no, Donahue didn't mean to do it, and it's all good, you should get over it. I said, are you kidding me? No. What it was is that Donahue was someone forced Donahue to do those things. Someone forced him to do those things, and that's why Donahue did it. And I was like, are you kidding me? And the thing about it is, and this is what I'm trying to say about black people as well, and I don't want to bring this up, but it's important because my own people comes into this, is the whole protecting bad people, protecting thugs thing. You know, you can't protect people that so we'll say that the person's name was Albert that was protecting Donahue, and said, listen, you know the reason why Donahue did it was because, you know, he was forced into it through friends. Now that's a lie, because I remember I introduced Albert to Donahue, so now Albert's trying to tell me how Donahue is, right? It's a lie, okay? But the fact that the thing about it is, if something like this happened to Albert, we wouldn't be having this discussion. So the problem with a lot of us as black people, because I'm not concerned with any other race, is the fact that we're very empathetic, if there is such a word. We're very kind of we don't understand. We're very kind of I won't use the word cold, but we're very one-sided. You know, there's a lot of us that are very one-sided. You know, in the whole case of R. Kelly's situation, you had certain celebs that came out and said, you know what, R. Kelly's a good man and I stand by him, I stand by his side. But if R. Kelly ever done that to one of their own daughters, they wouldn't be saying these things. So it's the whole hypocrisy in it, and I don't like that about our own people, because and you know, it's the whole snitch thing as well. You got to think of it from a whole snitch situation. You know, if there's something around the neighborhood causing real havoc, and we all know who it is, it's going to be very hard for one of us in the community to go to the cops and say, look, it's that person there, because they may be called a snitch and this and that, and it's wrong. It's wrong. But getting back to the story, guys, I'm glad you stayed with me. This story's gone on for a long while, but it changed everything in me. It changed that. Now all of a sudden, now when that guy was saying, well, now when we're sitting down on the when I was sitting down on the train prior to that happening, and the white guy saying to his missus, you know, I don't have no friends, man, I don't trust no one, that's why I don't have people around my house and all of that, I'm glad to be alone, it's safer and it's easier this way. Now all of a sudden, and it's only happened within, say, it's only happened within a year of that, now I understood now why he's saying it, and it just devastated my life in a sense, and my whole trust in friends changed from that point of view, which is a good thing, if I want to be honest with you, because I haven't met that many decent friends. I haven't, and I'm not going to be harsh about it. I'm going to say how it is. But then other people will say, oh, look, you know, you're way too perfect, man, you need to come down off that high horse and this and that. There is no high horse. If you know, even as you're watching this, if you know me and I've done something that's really harsh or really below the belt, put it in the comment section. Say, listen, you know, but when you've done that, put it in the comment section. But be careful that you're not lying, because if you're lying, I'm going to destroy you. I promise you. But if you're saying something that's genuinely true, and you know, we can vouch for it for witnesses and this and that, or between me and you, we know it's true, then put it in the comment section and say, look, you've done blah blah blah. So it's not so much that I'm on the high horse, it's so much that I don't do backstabbing things, I don't do low things, you know, I don't try to get my other people's partners and all those kind of things. Never maybe robbed as a little child. When I was about 5 years old, I tried to steal from you know, a neighbour, but my mum gave me a good ass whooping for that. and that stopped. That was the last time I stole from a neighbor. But I'm not a thief. I'm genuinely a good person. That's the best way to put it to you. So from my point of view, yeah, I can tell people that are behaving in a certain way, which is quite low, when they do backstabbing things or say some hurtful, spiteful things. I can kind of put my point of view across, because I don't behave that way myself. But anyway, I'm going to get into part number 2, and then we're going to discuss single. Is it okay to be alone? That's what we're going to discuss in part 2. Is it okay? Because some people are preaching that. Is it okay? So that's what we're going to get into in part 2. But I understand from part 1, what impacted me in my life and caused me to change and caused me to maybe be quite harsh on people. All of my videos of me being harsh and bummed and sellouts, and this is where it all stemmed from. See you around for part 2.